Video ray request. I've already done a video on this before, but I thought I'd look up to see if there's any other way I could do this to explain things. I'm going to have everybody watching this video try to imagine what I'm saying to them, and I'm going to make some diagrams, maybe even a 3D dimension of them, and put them in the image here below so you can look at this. So here we go. The anti-God rays explanation. Crepuscular, crepuscular, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Ray tracing, transparent 3D object volumetric lighting. Those are all gaming things. I decided to look this up in some other way, but I'm just going to explain this simply. But anyway, here we go. The difference between that type of ray in the sky and anti-rays is simply that the direction from which someone is looking. If you're looking towards a light source and you're seeing these rays that seem to emanate from the sky and do this or do that, that's a crepuscular ray. If it's an anti-crepuscular ray, you just turn around and see the other direction. You see streaks in the sky that also seems to converge into a point in the distance. Perspective is everything. These are rays that are caused by shadows cast by mountains, clouds, whatever. Buildings will do the same thing. Around sunset or sunrise, or during the normal day. And when you see them, they appear to expand. They seem to spread out. That is called the vanishing point effect. I'm going to try to explain it better, but let's just get this all done and I'll try to blurt this out. Blurp! Towering summer storms and landscapes and such in Arizona, it's such a common sight that it's part of their flag design. It's been around for a long time. It's not a new thing. And they show it in the same way you might see a rising sun for Japan kind of thing. They're actually parallel shafts of light and shadow. The convergence is an optical illusion. Now that's a bad thing to say. What it is it's not an illusion. You're looking at something literally, visually that's true, because this means that the shaft of light is smaller in the distance because of it being further away. And I'm going to quote a comedic show. These are small. Those are just far away and look small. This sounds like a stupid thing to say, but there are populations on this earth of people who live in such environments that they don't see really long distances away, that when they see something a long distance away for the first time, they just think it's tiny. They can't get the scale right. There's no clues, there's no reference points, and this happens to you and me too, especially when it comes to the sky, because the sky is enormously huge. When you look at a distance, I mean, really, when you're looking off into the sky, if you have a broad space to live in, or that day, and you've always lived in a compacted area, you don't understand the scale. See also, don't try to walk towards a mountain range or mountain that seems close when you're in the desert. The air is too clear. That's a dozen miles. You're going to die. You're going the wrong direction. Don't do that. Unless you've grown up around this, you don't know this. But anyway, the convergence is called an optical illusion. Looking into the distance along a long flat road or said railroad tracks, the two sides of the road or whatever appear to converge at the horizon. This is called a vanishing point. But in reality, they're parallel the entire distance unless you decide that the tracks literally meet up with the horizon and disappear into a pinpoint. The same illusion happens with shaft of light in the air. They appear to converge at the horizon. And just like turning around and looking the other way down the railroad tracks, it converges at the other end. You don't always see that because visually the light may not pass over, but you should see straight lines above you. When you see the light and it appears to be from a cloud that's, let's say, at this angle, it will do this. Part of this part here may be gone, so you may only see this part down here, so it'll only seem to point down. This is the equivalent to looking up at rain. I don't know if many of you have done this, but you can get a strobe light and get a very strong impression of this effect. Firing light beams straight up in the air, and you can prove they're straight in the air by getting really far away from them. I did that with powerful lights in a ring, and getting in the middle of it will seem to converge in the distance directly above you. People who have ever had to work with a searchlight will know that. Just like in the real world, a light cone emitted by a light source, if it is a pinpoint that spreads out and is closer, in a volumetric light, it's modeled as a transparent object that you can walk into and is considered as a container of a volume of light when it comes to mathematics or in a video game engine. Light has the capability to give this effect of passing through an actual three-dimensional medium such as fog, dust, smoke, or steam inside its volume and give the same effect. See also, literally, when you stand in if you go into a bowling alley, look at the vanishing point effect. This is a thing. You can be in a building that has really long walls one way. Most buildings are made with cuboid shapes, mostly squares, mostly cubes. We don't see these extreme effects. Find a wall that's really straight and flat and goes on for miles and miles, or just a chunk of road. You see this effect. Now just tilt your head to the right or the left and you'll see it as what you would see in the sky. The other thing is light can make a cloud incandesce. It can seem like it's lit up, and then it becomes the light source instead of the sun. Now, why have I been asked this? Why does sunlight go from the bottom of the clouds to the earth in a pyramid shape? From the bottom of the clouds, if it hits the earth perfectly parallel, this is caused by what? And in my opinion, it's caused by us not being used to enough really awesome album covers. I'm being joking, but here. Crepuscular derives from the Latin word crepusculum, which means twilight. Not enough people hang out and look at nature. You're not used to this. You can see this in a forest. The sun isn't directly above one tree. And if you're seeing this effect, someone at a different location, if you put in the effort to call them, will say they're seeing the same thing at a totally different position, which means you have either 2 or 3 suns, or it's a subjective effect of perspective that affects the viewer, like a rainbow. See also lightning, rainbow, anti-crepuscular ray in Arcadia, Florida by Justin Battles, because it's an awesome image and I'm going to use it probably for this video. The reason is it's literally a trick of perspective, seeing a rainbow and anti-crepuscular rays going through the rainbow with lightning. Mother Nature says they don't care what you think of it. It's a trick of perspective for these things. Like looking at a hologram. You are the subjective viewer. You only see the things you can see. Everything you can't see is blurred out. It's the way it is. You can do these experiments inside or outside or whatever, and there isn't really an argument that says this isn't what's going on. If you want to believe that the sun is literally being caused by those angles, if you draw the triangle for it and have 2 people do it, you're going to get 2 different locations, or you're going to get a location that's just above the clouds, which doesn't make any sense because everybody then has their own special sun for them. That's an example of an egocentric universe. That means the rest of us aren't here and we're the holograms. Please don't look up that cartoon band. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And I hope this has been somewhat useful.